just spontaneously go live, and not only because I missed you guys, but also had this in my mind for about a week or so that I want to talk about this topic. And as I'm relaxing into the weekend and trying to chill and cutting off the week, I wanted to just do this relaxing short live, not too long, and I also close the chat because for some reason whenever I do live stream on my phone, some weird people are joining because I cannot control on my phone the subscribers versus everyone else, and the everyone else are joining, and the particularly males from overseas or some weird people, and I just don't like the way they are interacting, and totally off topic. And so I decided I will, whenever I do the closing, the video on my phone, the live stream, I will close the chat, okay? And whenever you want to talk about things, you just please write it in the comments. So what I want to talk about today is that what I noticed that since I have been covering with the Karen Reed trial and with the other types of crime type of videos, because I was talking more on the perspective of mental health and psychology and body language, etc. The rest I really don't care, whatever going on with the sentencing and all that, but more so what the motive is, and the many analysis of the body language and psychology and mental health that many these crime channels not even talk about and don't even know or answer right correctly. But what I noticed that since whenever I did these types of videos and watch it, and notice I didn't even know what the word true crime even means, that there's even a thing. Apparently in the United States and in many other countries, true crime videos are absolutely popular, look, turns out, and many people make money off of that. Plus, for some reason, it's kind of like these type of addictions towards these type of videos. And today I want to talk about that, why that possibly is, and how this will affect your life. So whatever since, I don't know, for the last few months I have done these type of videos, YouTube literally pushes deep type of videos in front of my face. And so when I watch these type of videos from the perspective of analysis, right, the psychological analysis and by mental health, and there's so much stuff going on, right? And as I keep talking about these pseudo psychologists, and I talk about this for at least for the last 2 years on my channel, these pseudo psychologists and doing these types of crimes, right? And there's so many more YouTubers also doing these crimes, Instagrammers doing these crimes. There's so many things I keep talking pretty much in all of my videos about the fakeness, right? Fake spirituality, fake I don't know, gurus, fake psychologists, fake this, fake that. And when I really see that, right, YouTube really pushes more and more these types of videos in front of me. And whenever I watch these, and these unbelievable, like there's so many horrific, I don't know, like crimes that you would not even ever think that these type of thing can people even do, right? Particularly toward children. And there's so many children crimes and murders that's happening in this world, in the United States, is just out of this world. Like there's no explanation what kind of mental health people are suffering from. And these are not necessarily in the past. We are talking about psychopaths, sociopaths, right? Or schizophrenic people, right, who actually doing these type of crimes. But now in this day and age, it's not about that anymore. It's not the actually psychiatric mental health anymore. It's actually literally, and I will have some videos that I have in my mind that will talk about this in more detail, but just an overview that these types of crimes have been made by people, random people, particularly towards children, and their own children even, right? Those are pretty much what we see in this day and age. These types of crimes are based on the acquired, and we will talk more about this in other videos that I have in my mind, and we'll talk more in detail about this, is these acquired, these hatred, negativity, this lack of empowerment, lack of not being somebody, or being so suppressed that they have to push their power over someone who cannot fight back. And oftentimes these are children, because people feel so full of hatred towards their parents, full of hatred towards the world, full of hatred towards their life, their earnings, their capabilities, lack thereof, and they have to throw it up to something, and that something is often people who cannot fight back, and these are children. And so when we see that, they're not necessarily associated with any kind of psychiatric health condition, right? Like schizophrenia. I have a hard time pronouncing this in English, but when we see that, then there is a problem, and I will talk more about this in other videos. And that is then when what kind of videos or things we are taking in, that is directly associated with that. We will talk more in another video, and the title of this video is how these true crime videos block your healing or destroy your healing. I will have exact same title, flip it with fake spirituality videos destroy your healing. Why? Let me link to this, and then we will talk more about this in another video on that topic. And let me link it, because these type of videos, these pseudo-psychologists, psychology gurus, pseudo-spirituality gurus, or tarot channels, astrology channels, I keep talking about this fake, every guru, right? Everything fake. These people literally are talking topics like this, full of hatred towards their parents, full of hatred towards the world, full of hatred towards, I don't know, the person that people love, right? They're just making so much destructive, negative, and even horrific types of videos that it fuels people with full of hatreds. For example, when we just talked about how more and more people, young children, like youth, right, murder not only the school shooting, but murder their own parents. Like, think about that. It's the parents murder their children, and the children murder their parents. Like, what kind of society and world are we living in? And the more we see that, because I know there's one one of these fake psychologist, or someone with lots of titles, the certificate, right? Not educated, but with all the certificate, getting some titles, psychologist, having 130,000 subscribers on YouTube. I don't know, Dr. Wise or whatever. I don't even know if it's their true name or just a made up again, everything fake, talking about this narcissistic parents and these, and obviously that person, if you look into the body, and remember, I coming from the health perspective and physical health, mental health, and emotional health perspective, if you see a guru talking about some health related matter, whether it's physical health, emotional or mental health, look at their body. Look at their body. Are they overweight? Are they obese? Or are they, I don't know, have some other type of health issues? Then they're talking about these kind of stuff. Then you can see what they're talking about is BS. Why? Because that Dr. Weiss, for example, is specialized in, I don't know, narcissistic parents. And you can see that person is obese, right? Like literally stuck in, and the way he talks about these narcissistic parents is totally full of hatred. And you can clearly see that this person has some severe childhood issues he couldn't solve himself, obviously. And now he comes on as Dr. Some wise doctor, which he's not a doctor. He calls himself Dr. Weiss. I don't even know if this is even allowed to have a fake doctor title, and how people even can not pointing that out. So that when these people with psychology certificate call themselves doctor, that's also another absolute severe BS, And when they come in and talk with full of hatred towards people and telling them about these narcissistic parents with full of hatreds, that can fuel people in making, if these people are not strong, and many people are on YouTube or on social media are not that strong because they seek, I don't know, help from the outside or satisfaction from the outside versus the inside. And that's why we are focusing on my channel so much on the empowerment, right? Because what it means is that when you are empowered and strong inside of you, then you can distinguish between what is BS information and what is information that actually makes sense and you can take in. Or you can say, I will not even think about that, to take this crap in, because it's full of BS and makes me ill. And let me now talk about how these types of videos can destroy your healing. I will give you an example on that. So for the last now 2.5 years or so, I've been dealing with a lot of issues in my life, right? Like this, during the pandemic, the building that I lived burned with fire, and we were evacuated and displaced literally in the midst of the pandemic, and it was just so much. And then had this severe accident and had so many health issues I was dealing with, the surgeries and all of the things, and so many health issues and other, like moving here, moving there. It was just so much, right? Dealing with a lot of issues, etc. And so for the last 2.5 years, and that's how the Scientist Total Health Transformation Protocol has been born, because of the mental health, physical health, and emotional health healing that I actually had to go through and had to find myself, because none of the MDs in the medical field could help me. So I had to heal myself, and this is how the protocol has been born. But since whenever I started to cover for the last several months these types of crime videos, just to explain to you the psychology behind of it, oh my God, I'm telling you, this literally destroyed pretty much what I have accomplished on the healing side, because as if you are a sensitive person like me, and if you are, you know, dealing with a lot of I had a lot of things that I was anxious about, because you know, when you are dealing with a lot of things at once, it can cause you, even though you are not in having you know, a disorder from an anxiousness side, it can cause anxiety. What will happen, what will happen, you know, when your building burns into fire, you're displaced, and then you are having this accident and these and that. It can cause you a lot of things, right? And so while you're trying to heal with that, I noticed that this brought me back into that, oh my God, you know, what will happen? These anxieties, right? Oh my God, these types of stalking things and thoughts of, and then every time I would walk around, I will think of these crime videos, which is popping out of nowhere. And that actually I now with purpose, and that's why now the empowerment comes in. I can now say to myself, you know what, I will stop watching those, even though YouTube are pushing this into my face. I will particularly and full forcefully not watch these videos. And absolutely, I can tell you, these videos are addictive. And I would like to ask you, what makes it so addictive? Why are people addictive to these types of crime videos? Let's discuss this. Write me in the comments too what your thoughts are. I was thinking for the last week or so, like literally trying to figure out what makes people to really be addictive to these types of videos. What is it? And I don't know. You can comment on the video and tell me, because I couldn't get my head around this. I really thought hard about this. Maybe one of the reasons is because what our people are happy seeing people's misery. That's maybe number one. Number two, are people feeling empowered when they see, okay, these people are so destroyed, but let me see, I don't have a horrible life like that. This is maybe number two. Maybe number three is people's own mental health. Maybe they have mental health issues that they don't even know they have, and when they see it, they feel associate themselves with that. Maybe it's that. Number four, maybe the people are actually having mental health problems, and maybe they even get some ideas. How about that? That can be possible, because the reason why I say this number four, that people get idea, is that I couldn't believe that in one of these crime videos, I don't know, was it like Long Crime or was it in Court TV or what have you, there was like one lady, and there was some murder, whatever case, and there was one person writing in the comments, as was a woman, writing in the comments, oh, I should have done this to my husband or something. You're like, how mentally ill are you that you can, number one, even think about this stuff, number two, to even say this stuff out loud, and number three, are you not even scared that someone can report you to the authorities to say that this person is actually, you know, maybe will harm her husband? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what is this? And people, and number five, I see more and more people seeing this as a joke or something. And when I see the chat on these Law and Crime or Court TV, people, and also even in Court TV and in Law and Crime, these anchors making fun of stuff, like fun of these things, fun of these defendants, and because, and let me talk about this here. It's court TV, right? And law and crime, law. According to the law, everyone in this country, right, according to law, is innocent until proven guilty. And I'm not a lawyer, they are. And in these lawyer channels, law channels, when they make fun of the defendant who's not even proven to be guilty, then how dare you? Like, this is against the law that you push out a narrative that these people are somehow actually guilty. You can't even, I mean, what makes you to make fun of people regardless of who they are? I mean, you do your law stuff, okay? And you should stop fueling people into this type of disgusting way of thinking. And meeting people, it is unbelievable to me that people are getting somehow pleasure out of these types of videos. How kind of, when we talk about these murders, they have lack of empathy, right? Like sociopaths, they lack of empathy. That's their, this is their disorder, right? They lack empathy. And majority of the murders, I mean, murders have that, right? They have lack of empathy. And when you watch these and these comments, when people make fun of it, laugh about it, and joke about it, and see this as kind of, oh no, let me get the popcorn. These type of things, that people are murdered, people are suffering, and people are talking about, let me get some popcorn. Then this is a destroyed society with destroyed mental health, and these channels are not helping, and in fact they destroy people's mental health. Why? Because of the greed. The greed destroys people's mental health. Full stop. Now this is not just the media, social media, the law and crime channels like Core TV, Law and Crime, and all of these other type of lawyers and wannabe lawyers and what have you, crime videos. They are absolutely destroying people's health. And if you are trying to heal yourself, why my number one recommendation is to stop watching these videos. Let me tell you, it will destroy whatever I achieved for the last 2.5 years to really help myself get out of this, oh my god, what will happen because of the things that I've been through. Let me tell you, these videos are put me straight back into, oh my god, because let me give you a very straightforward example. Last Friday, literally 1 week ago, I had to pick up I ordered something very finally for my own birthday. I purchased a birthday gift for myself, and that's a sewing machine. And finally I have my sewing machine after 20 years. So I was about to to pick it up. And so in one store it didn't have it, and there was a lot of online problems to purchase it, so I was delayed and I had to walk over, and the walking was like an hour walk, 1 hour 15 minutes walk, because I couldn't go by my bike because this sewing machine was so heavy, so I cannot go with my bike, so I had to walk there and then carry it with me. And when that happened, I was like, okay, in the store that I usually go, it wasn't available. So I had to go to it totally on the opposite side, which the area is pretty much like an industrial area and creeps the heck out of me. And I had to go there, and it was really close to the sunset, so I only had 1 hour for the sunset, and I was like, okay, this is going to be crap, because if I walk there and it will be dark, I'm screwed, because it creeps the heck out of me. It's an industrial area. Let me tell you, it creeped the heck out of me to walk there, but in the past it wouldn't have affected me. But these types of videos really destroyed it messes up with my mind, like what will happen, and this person, you know, the all of the stalkers and these and that. I know it's ridiculous, because it's good to be careful, but not in a way that it actually affects you. For me, since my childhood, I hate these types of, these horror movies, or the horror tunnels, right? Because in Europe, like these horror tunnels, we would go, and as children, it creeped the heck out of me. I don't like horror movies at all. Like it really creeps the heck out of me since my childhood. So I'm a sensitive person, and for me, it destroys my mind, and it messes up with my mind. It creeps the heck out of me. And so if you are a person like me, and again, it's be you, right? I keep talking about this. All my merchandise is all about be you, show who you are, stay true to yourself. I am sensitive, and I hate horror movies. I hate anything that creeps the heck out of me, and I stay away from it. If you like me, it's absolutely okay to stay true to that, and say, I refuse to watch horror movies. I refuse to watch these crime videos. I refused to watch these negative videos or comments or articles or movies, whatever it is. Stay away of it, because I'm telling you, it messes with your mind. And that is the last thing I want to say about that. Again, stay true to yourself. If you are like me, if you're a sensitive soul that really get affected by these type of negativities around you, these horror stuff, there's other ways I can teach you about mental health, emotional, physical health, but stop watching these crime videos, horror movies. They are addictive, and it's purposefully so. And if you see people who are making fun of defendants, fun of the law, fun of the and make people present as guilty without even by law being proven, click off, report it, and stop watching those, and stop feed the greed. Stop feeding the greed. These greedy people, these greedy channels will destroy and is destroying mental health of the society. With that being said, thank you so much for everyone who joined tonight and gave me a like. I appreciate that. I saw that. Thank you so much. Let me in the comments, tell me what your thoughts are. Why are people watching addictively these types of crime videos, horror movies? What is it? And why in your mind is it that people have so much lack of empathy? Take care, guys. Have a nice rest of your Friday. Have a nice weekend. And I will see you on my Sunday live at 10 a.m. Eastern. And there we will focus on just ourselves, okay? Not others, ourselves. Take care. Bye-bye.